Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Half a Nice Day podcast with your host, Janine.
And Joshua.
And today we are in
our new
studio.
studio.
This is Joshua's baby.
This is my project, and I must say, I am very, very pleased.
He's very proud of himself. Very proud.
Very proud. First of all, for those of you who can't see it, please, I do suggest that you watch this on YouTube so you can see the new surrounding, the new furniture, the new setup that we have, the new wall, the new lights, everything and anything in this room has been bought brand new. Unfortunately, because I was too stupid to first realize to find something on Dubizzle or a secondhand site. But nevertheless, I'm still very, very pleased of what I've accomplished. I did take some help from my best friend Justin Gia. Shout out to him. He did give me a few ideas here and there, but
he's a professional.
He's a professional interior designer. I can't remember where he works. I only know his previous company's name for some reason, but not his current company.
Let's not plug it.
Yeah, I know. But yes, he did help me. It's still a work in progress. So definitely in the next episode, you'll see some changes in whatever you see before you. But as of now, I'm very, very happy that we at least could do what we could to record an episode, because we have been MIA for 3 weeks?
Yes. By the time that we get this up, it will be the third week.
Yes.
Yeah. I just want to go back a little bit and say that I'm super proud of Joshua. Seriously, because at first we were both deciding when, we got the place, we decided that this is the apartment that we wanted to rent out. We put in our offer. We got everything. We got approved for it, fighting off other 3 families.
I don't know. And Jadaf now is it's a hot plate, I would say.
It's been quite tough lately. And when we were discussing about where are we going to put in the studio, Joshua started voicing out that he wanted to do the whole interior design of it, and he wanted to take it on as his own project.
An A to Z project, basically. So everything from the decor to the setup to the equipment.
Yeah.
Everything. I mean, thankfully, we already had a lot of equipment.
Yeah, most of the equipment
already purchased.
They're the same. It's just the interior, the design, the couch,
the feel,
the wall, just the design of it.
Yeah.
But everything else in terms of equipment, it's still the same. But he voiced it out and I agreed. But at that point, if I'm being honest, I was a little bit hesitant. I'm like,
thank you.
Do I actually give him full control? And you guys would hear that in the previous episode where we were talking about his room. And we were talking about how his room was just, a mishmash of all of his design inspiration in life. But he did a really, really good job. There were a couple of things that he was asking my opinion on a couple of things. And I always answered saying, you do what you want to do. It's your project. I'm not going to interfere. But there were a couple of points here and there that I had to say, especially when they painted the wall the first time they did it. So Josh did really spend a lot because the first painters who came in didn't really do a great job on the wall.
Yeah.
We were both quite upset. But then he got in another painters who came in.
I got in the pros. Just to backtrack a little bit to what you said, initially I had everything planned out. I didn't want Janine's opinion on anything. I just knew that, I had to work with our brand colors. I knew that I had not a very big space to do a studio because I actually wanted the master's bedroom for the studio, so it's a little bit bigger. But then, of course, she didn't agree to that, unfortunately. So I had to settle for the other spare room.
We had to have our own bedroom. Well, me first, because I'm living here.
Yeah.
I have to have my proper bedroom.
Yes,
and
but the needs of the many
over.
outweigh the needs of the few. So basically, I'm like, okay, let me just take this room. I'm sure I can work with it. I just need to redesign a lot of things. And then I called in a painter. And then I was so indecisive of what I wanted. In the end, I settled for something. And then, like what Janine said, it did not work out. Like, I can even show a picture of what it was initially, and like you can see it over here. And because of that mess up, I started questioning myself a lot. Like, I felt very insecure about, can I actually handle this, because I already messed up with the paint and everything. So I did ask for advice from Janine. Like, slowly I started like trying to bring her into this project a little bit. She did give her 2 cents about everything, and then I'm like, you know what, I need to redesign the whole thing. So I got the second batch of painters, and I had to paint it with a primer first to remove all that dark color, and then they had to repaint it all over again. But all in all, I must say that this company did a very, very, very good job. And the funniest part was, all the podcast furniture came first before Janine's regular furniture from her old place. So that's how excited I was. Like, the moment we got the keys to this house, I'm like, I did all the ordering.
Yeah. IKEA came in, all of these furniture came in, and there wasn't really anything in the house as of yet. And everything for this podcast room was already here. He was that fixated on it. So
you have no idea, guys, like, and Janine as well. Like, I had sleepless nights. And I'm not even kidding, like, problem sleeping, just thinking like, what did I do? Why did I get that wall? And then like, how can I change it? Should I just move it to this side of the room? Like, what is behind the camera? I'm just thinking about all these things. Really sleepless nights, and it was all during the Eid break. So I'm like, I was really fixated on this. I couldn't get this project out of my mind.
Yeah, and he was quite teary-eyed earlier on because like he just finalized everything, put in the final decorations.
Actually took a moment because the moment I realized that it's really coming together is when Janine turned on the camera, and I saw it on the laptop of how the frame would be.
Yeah.
And looking at it right now, it really brought me to a moment sitting on this couch before we actually hit the record button. I'm like, I can't believe I did this. I did spend a lot, but I'm very happy that I wasn't cheap the second time around and actually did something which I'm very proud of. I do fixate on quite a few things, and this was one of them, and I'm glad that that fixation has helped me really build this room. And yeah, still a lot of things to do, but I'm on the right track, and I have to thank you for that. Thank you for trusting me, because there are a lot of times whenever I ask Janine for advice, she's like, that's your room, that's your baby, that's your thing.
Maybe I could have gotten some of the spends a little bit lower than what you have spent overall, but it's your project.
Yeah, it's my project.
I don't want to meddle with, and he did a good job, so
thank you.
Good job, Josh.
Yeah. So if anyone needs any advice or any guidance on how to build a podcast studio from the ground up, I would be that guy. And like I told Janine, I think that's my long-term vision. I'm very passionate about podcasting, and I think it initially it was just mostly the content, but then I started realizing all the things like, oh, they have the Shure microphone, oh, they have those Sony earphones. I started noticing all the equipment and the editing and the producing just from the outside looking in, and I was quite intrigued. I'm like, this is such a cool thing to be doing, and I think that's something that I actually want to do in the long run. And I think this is a testament to, and was like a sort of a reassurance, I would say, that I could actually do it in the future. Yeah,
there you go. It's your future retirement.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The other day, just yesterday, I thought, you know what? Let me go surprise Janine. Maybe try to find her some company in this house, but she disagreed.
Well, this is what happened yesterday. Okay, we were fixing a lot of things. I was fixing a lot of things. Josh was like cooking. Thank you for that, by the way.
You're welcome. I cooked a mean bowl of arroz caldo.
He did really well.
Yeah.
He got this NutriCook pressure cooker with like all-in-one, 6-in-1. What is it called?
It's like 101. I don't know.
Just
it's like it can do anything.
Put food in it, and it
it's a fridge. It's an oven. I don't know, man.
It's seriously. It's like a pressure cooker, a rice cooker.
It's like a kitchen in one, basically.
Exactly.
Like, I'm sure if I looked into all the settings, I'm pretty sure it could even like create a spoon for me.
You're too much. But it was cooking, and from the morning when he came in, he kept telling me that we're going to go to this coffee shop And I'm like, what coffee shop? He's like, it's a new coffee shop. It's in Alcoz. We need to go. I really want to try their coffee. We're both coffee lovers, by the way. And I said, sure, yeah, let's go. And then I asked him, should I get ready now? And he says, no, it's okay. We can go in the afternoon. Sure, okay. We were planning a trip to IKEA. So I said, let's go there first. And then we go to IKEA after. And apparently this coffee shop is a very exclusive coffee shop that it has.
Yeah, I said it was a
own
boutique coffee shop.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, we have to hurry up, get ready soon. And I'm like, get ready for what? And he's like, well, it closes at 6 p.m. I'm like, what coffee shop closes at 6 p.m.?
Tom and Serge?
And raw coffee as well.
Oh yes, that is true, yes.
But I was quite weirded out by it because we're in Dubai and usually coffee shops, go until the wee hours of the evening. So I'm like, sure, okay, I'm going to get ready. And he's like, yeah, hurry up, let's go. Okay, then we went. Before that, he was asking me, oh, by the way, did you get your antihistamine? Because I was out of antihistamines. I have really horrible allergies to everything. Dust, pollen,
fur,
change of weather, fur, dander, whatever it is. I'm like, what a weird thing to ask. Like, if I got my antihistamines, yes. Is he being thoughtful? Maybe. I said, yes, I got it. And I pointed to the box. And then we get to this coffee shop, quote unquote. And I keep asking, where is it? I'm looking out. He's like pointing towards there. He's like, it's just a couple of meters away. I'm like, fine, I don't see a coffee shop. Anyway, we get there and I see a sign of, what is it called? Wagon Tails Wagon, whatever it's called.
Either or, yes. I don't know if the tails or the wagon is first, but it's a combination of tails and wagon.
Yes. And I saw the sign and it hit me. We're not going to go to a coffee shop. Joshua brought me to an adoption day for dogs. And for weeks now, ever since we started looking at our 2-bedroom apartment, we would always ask, our prerequisite was an apartment that would actually accept dogs. And because eventually, once we get married, we settle in, we're going to adopt a dog. And he has been fixating on different types of dogs.
Yeah, I jumped the gun with that one, yes.
And he brought me there. As a surprise, I love dogs. If you know me, I love dogs a lot. But I also knowing how much I love dogs, that I cannot go into an adoption center without being emotional or attached to a dog. So I tried to brace myself before going in, saying, okay, I can't be attached to any dog because we're not ready. And I don't want to punish the dog. The dog will not feel 100% loved, 100% well taken care of because I'm not ready. You're not ready. You have a new job. We're getting into a new apartment. We're planning our wedding. I'm going to get into a new job soon. There's just too many things happening at one time. And I don't want to punish the dog for that because we're not ready. So we went in and Josh fell in love with Tova, an English bully. And she's 2 years old. She's super cute. As soon as she saw Josh, she started doing this, scratching the glass door, wagging her tail, smiling at Josh, pressing her face onto the glass. So she was really seeking his attention and he fell in love, of course. And he was always, you always wanted like an ugly dog.
I really like an ugly dog, and I want a dog that has a droopy face.
Yeah.
And
drooly, like he wants like
saliva, like literally everywhere. Like
pugs, you would like pugs.
I love
English
a pug, yeah.
bullies, like those are the types of dogs that he would love. Maybe a Pekingese, the same, like fat faced. And he fell in love. And we had to leave, of course, because we couldn't. And it was quite nice that there was another couple who wanted to take Tova in for like a test foster for a couple of days until they see if Tova would react good to their child. But anyway, regardless, we left. And I saw how sad Josh was. Like, he was really heartbroken. And I told him, this is the reason why I don't get myself to adoption centers as of yet, because you're going to get very sad when you leave. And it's quite sad seeing all of these dogs. And I was just telling Josh, like, there was a Great Dane. A Great Dane.
Man, that Great Dane.
He is
was the
so
greatest
beautiful.
Dane I've ever seen.
Black, beautiful, lush.
It's a show
hair.
dog. I told Janine this is clearly a show dog. Like it has to be in those beauty pageants for dog for some reasons, because this was a majestic, stunning dog.
Yeah,
like
super huge.
I would put it on a frame.
But the sad part to it is, how the hell did that dog get here?
Yeah.
In Dubai, there was a chow chow. Chow chows are usually dogs, like the dogs with blue tongues. They're usually used to cold weather. So it's really sad. Huskies, they're supposed to be in the snow and in cold temperatures. So to me, it's very sad that they're here locked in, the sandpit.
In a kennel, yeah.
If it was like a Saluki, a UAE mix, or a different breed, then I think they would be able to
acclimatize to this weather.
But a Great Dane, a Chow Chow, a Husky, it's sad to me because, maybe the Huskies would love the air conditioning, but they're supposed to be out, like these labs, these golden retrievers.
So the reason I went to this adoption day is because I saw this golden retriever. What was the name?
Oreo? No,
I can't remember.
Charlie. Yes.
And this Charlie was the best dog in the whole world of dogs. But then when I saw Tova, I was always drawn back. Like you'd see like Janine and I walking around, but I would just like leave her and go back to Tova.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 times, because there was something about this dog that made me want to like hold it and like take care of it for the rest of my life. And it was like such a very, very like weird bond that I had with that dog in the moment, because I couldn't explain it. Because I honestly went to see the golden retriever, but it was such a I like Janine after that, she's like, you did this to yourself, because I jumped the gun and then I went to this adoption day and I wanted to see dogs, and like what you said is true. Like I went without the backing of me knowing that I'm gonna get a dog. And that was the very hard part,
Yeah.
It's like me like going to
a chocolate store, a candy store.
A candy store and knowing that I have diabetes
anything.
or something. Yeah. So.
Knowing that you can't have any of the candies.
Exactly. Like without any money, basically.
Yeah.
And just wishing for the best.
Yeah. It was sad. Look, I'm sad too, because I saw a dog, a Maltese, who looked exactly like my dog.
Yeah, you had a moment as well over there.
And I'm just like, oh, I can't do this for now until, we get to settle in and just one thing at a time. There's just too much happening. Too much happening. So,
like, I just want to adopt every dog in the world and just have dog time, basically.
That's the sad part to it. Like, all of these dogs, nothing wrong with them. Some of them are 5 years, 6 years.
Super healthy.
The Great Dane is 6 years.
The Great Dane was super, like, to be honest, like, I think that's the same way Janine looks at unicorns, like mythical, beautiful. When I saw the Great Dane, it was massive. Like, literally, if it like put its hands in the air, it would reach Burj Khalifa, the top. It was massive, and I'm just like, how are your dogs like you? Like, Scooby-Doo is a Great Dane, right?
Is he?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, true.
So I'm just like, wow, man. Like, imagine me and the Great Dane could like go around and solve mysteries and stuff.
Yeah.
That would be like the dream.
Yeah. Who would you be though? Which character?
In Scooby-Doo?
Yeah.
I think I would be Vilma.
I was supposed to say the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can't find my glasses half the time. And I like
your lenses are out of your eyes.
Yes. And I like the color orange a lot, but it just doesn't look good on my skin. I look like a walking sun when I wear orange.
You do look good.
Yeah.
In any color.
No, not purple nor yellow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Those are the colors I know I don't look good in.
So Lakers then.
Oh yeah, Lakers. Yes, I cannot wear Lakers jersey. So like if Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul, ever wanted me to play in the Lakers, I have to say no, because I would look ugly in every picture.
First of all, he'll never be able to ask you.
Yeah, because he's passed away now.
Yeah, I mean, There's so many other people that he'd rather ask, I guess. Yeah.
You know, guys, I used to play basketball growing up. I used to play in high school. Not for the high school. I just used to play in high school.
Just in the court.
Just in the, when all the players left and I was just like, finally my turn.
Not even the official varsity of the school. So
no one really wanted me. But
good.
I really like basketball. I don't follow sports like, like some guys who are like, oh, Chelsea, Man United, all that crap. But then I think it's so weird that these people, we won the FIFA World Cup, man. I'm just like, okay, calm down, bro.
You're hitting a sensitive nerve.
I don't care. I like, seriously, those are things that really get to me, though. Like, I was never about like, yo, my team is gonna win the finals.
Right.
And,
right.
And I think people who are super, super, like, obsessed about their teams and watch every game, I think they're all... Yeah, sorry guys, it's just my personal opinion. You can't hate me for that, but I just think it's very weird. Like, you have that, I bleed blue, I bleed red, Manchester, Chelsea, and I don't know. Like, calm down, guys. Get a personality, okay?
You are on something
I don't
today.
know. I don't
You're
know.
on
Where was I
something.
going with this? Just
I
Lakers.
don't know, man. We were talking about colors. I suggested Lakers because of the purple and yellow, and you just went on a rampage. Who hurt you?
I don't know. Sorry, guys. Just the views are my own and cannot be portrayed to Janine. You can attack me all you want, but leave Janine out of this. But
look, I love my teams from time to time. Not these. Like, I love, when it comes to football, I love Brazil. I would cheer for them as much as I could.
Yeah, that's fine, but not like I would sacrifice my life for...
Sacrifice my life.
Great.
Great.
Yeah, but like I was saying, there are these people who are like super hardcore, who would like kill people, riot in the streets just for a football team. And I'm just like...
Speaking of riots.
Yeah. I know where we're going with this.
Philippines. You know what? First of all, before we get there, we just both wanted to express our condolences. We're currently on the last day of the mourning period.
No, it's actually going for 40 days, but a hard 3 days initially. So I think
like the official mourning period where everyone actually stops. Radio stations are closed off. And that's because the president of UAE, Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, passed away a couple of days. The 13th. Friday the 13th.
Oh, was it Friday the 13th?
May 13th.
Oh, okay.
I was just thinking about it earlier, and I'm like, how nice was it that he actually got to spend Eid with his family?
Oh, yeah, that's actually
he was able
really
to
nice.
fast Ramadan and all that. I think that, that's the holiest period that they have within the year. Similar to how we do our Christmas, how we do our Easter for Christians. So I think it was a nice period that he was able to, I guess, bond with his family. I don't really know what the cause is.
It's just old age.
He was.
Yeah, just
he's old.
Particularly old age.
He served the country well, and now the crown prince of Abu Dhabi, his brother, will now be the president of UAE, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. He's been sort of active the past couple of months and the past couple of years. You'd really see when they talk about Abu Dhabi, it would really be both of them. And I guess because, eventually they would need to plan his successor. And he's been doing quite well, and it's quite exciting to see what initiatives he's going to bring on.
Yes, UAE is always will be and always has been in safe hands.
Yeah.
So,
with its different leaders as well. So
just very, very sad to see the passing of a great leader, but
he did well.
Yeah, he did really
served
well.
His country well.
He definitely left his mark, and his legacy will always continue. And just
I was looking at the whole, because they laid him to rest yesterday, the other day. So I was watching the videos of how, so usually in like Islam, they don't really. They rest their past loved ones right away because they don't put them in a coffin, similar to how it is, I guess, in the Philippines or other countries where they inject them with formaldehyde so that the bodies can actually last a little bit longer. They don't do that. I don't think they inject any sort of chemicals onto the body. I think it's forbidden. Not too sure, maybe religious. It's quite like sad, but also like when you see it, like he did well, because you would see all of these people. You would see our fellow like friends or Emiratis. They're really affected by it, and that's a sign that he sort of got his people's respect. You know,
very true.
So that's a mark of a true and remarkable leader.
I agree with you.
Not just Emiratis, like even us expats.
The world mourns as well. Like a lot of countries have also expressed their sincere condolences. It was a very sad moment. Like even for me, I wasn't expecting it when I got to work on Friday. Midday. The internet blows up with the news, and even I was shocked, and I'm like, I even sent you a screenshot. I'm like,
I knew it from you. Yeah. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Sheikh Khalifa, you've done well. You served your country well.
Yes.
May he rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Well, now we get on to the hot topic of Philippines elections.
I feel like this episode is like a news episode, you know?
I know, right?
Like, it's all about back from sports to weather, and now we have breaking news. Bashing
sports. I don't know, man. You know what I feel.
See, when Janine and I were discussing what we're going to be talking on this episode, I'm like, as much as we don't like what's happening, is that the right words that I've said?
Yeah, I'm going to be vocal.
Yes. I still want to give the newly elected president of the Philippines
not
the
yet.
benefit.
Not yet. Still, but it hasn't been officially announced. So, out of the unofficial... Not yet.
I thought it was...
Not yet. He will be sworn into presidency
he hasn't been
soon,
done, but it's obvious he is.
Yeah.
But the official ceremonies and the procedures have not been done yet.
Commenced.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's clear he won by landslide. So
for some reason, I will never understand, but yes.
For those who don't know, Philippines had their elections of president. It happens every 6 years. So President Rodrigo Duterte is about to leave his post, and Bongbong Marcos is now taking over, which...
Hey, no.
I'm not going to say anything. All I'm going to say is that my opinion is that, of course, he is not the president that I would have loved to see. And it's difficult to eventually call him president. But again, we are coming from a democratic country, and the essence of being a democratic country is that it's the vote of the people. And the majority, landslide even.
Very well said, yes.
They voted for Bongbong Marcos, and that's just how it is. You just have to accept it. We just have to accept it. You know, I kept on explaining to my foreign friends, it felt like, you know, when Trump and Clinton were both running, and at one point Trump was already starting to win, and then people were very, well, not everyone, but of course his supporters were rejoicing, but majority of the people were also flabbergasted that Trump would actually win. Like, who would have thought that it was possible?
No, it's exactly this, not exactly the same scenario, but for me personally, when the whole Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton thing, I was like, as long as it's not Donald Trump, so anyone else, as long as it's not him.
Yeah.
And you can see everywhere the memes, how social media was flooded with like songs about Donald Trump, like how much people hated him, or like, you know, the memes of everything from his demeanor to the way he spoke to everything. Like how can this guy be running for president? Everyone thought it was a joke at first. But him winning at the end was like a wake-up call to everyone. I'm like, crap, like a lot of people could be, I don't like saying this word loosely, but like brainwashed to some extent.
Yeah, and it felt to me that it was the same, like families, friends, colleagues were fighting over who they believed in. Like,
that really divides a lot of people.
And
it really does.
People really judged one another. It's difficult when you believe in one thing and someone else believes in another, and you just can't find the middle ground to it. But what I can say is that the middle ground is for us to find love despite everything. And as long as there's love for the country, and I'm hoping that Bongbong Marcos would have love for the country.
Okay, so yesterday we had guests come over. I don't know. I don't want to say who.
Yeah, just say guests. Yeah.
Yeah, and we had like a full-on discussion about where the Philippines is heading.
Yeah.
And I already knew most of the stuff, but some stuff came to me as a shock, because I'm still here thinking I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, of course, we don't know his intentions, and he's never been to rallies and even spoke about his intentions with the Philippines. But of course, I still want to keep him away from his father's footsteps, as I would say, and see if okay, maybe he's a different person. Maybe I cannot compare a serial killer to his son, right? So it's something. Okay, he wasn't a serial killer, but I'm just throwing an example.
Yeah.
But maybe he was actually. There's a lot of.
He killed people. Yeah, that's not a lie.
There were instances of that.
He's a dictator.
Yes.
That's not a lie.
Of course.
He stole money
from the Philippines.
Not a lie.
And it's not a small amount. It's in the billions. It's north of 10 billion stolen from the people. It's around 6 billion itself from tax evasion. And it's just so weird to me, in my own opinion, because the Philippines, they're the most loving people I've ever met, and I will always continue to believe that. And seeing it in the hands of someone who I'm not sure of will be taking care of the country, it's really taking a toll on me to some extent. Because I always tell Janine, and I always tell this to a lot of people, like, even right now, if I was offered something in the Philippines, or if I had the resources, I would pack up and leave and head back all the way to the Philippines just to start something by myself, just to give back in some shape or form. But now, I don't know, it's becoming a distant dream every single day.
Look, well, again, we'll never know what his intentions
exactly. Only time can tell, basically.
Only time can tell. And it sucks because it's not for us. Like, we're good. We're here. We have our jobs here.
Yeah.
We have, Sheikh Mohammed.
Yeah, that's right.
But our people, our poor people, especially those who are of the lower class, are the ones who are going to get affected.
Yeah, everyone lower and middle lower class as well.
Yes.
Because they're the ones who are caught in literally everything.
They're going to lose money here and there, but they have their money. They're secured.
They're fine. Yeah, they're really fine. It's the people. First of all, the lower middle class people were the first ones who were affected the most by COVID.
But what's interesting is these people are actually the ones who voted for him. Not all of these 30 plus million votes are coming from the lower class. There still are. I have family members, again, I'm saying, who are going to be voting or who voted for him. Mm-hmm. And I have friends who have voted for him and clearly stating their support of him and his running mate, Sara Duterte. To be honest, I have nothing against Sara Duterte.
What?
Maybe a couple of things here and there, but not as much as...
This is such a controversial episode, but man, she's as crazy as her dad. And
she is crazy.
But like I was telling the guests yesterday and Janine, like, that's the ultimate power move,
Yeah.
Let me put BBM with another super influential person right now, and like an unstoppable force, basically.
It was a good tandem.
It's so funny because I was watching videos and documentaries about the family, the Duterte family, and she's like slapping people. I'm like, seriously, this girl is like literally.
How brave she is.
There's police officers who like should be the ones slapping. Not really, but
yeah, she's not scared of them.
But she literally ran to the front and slapped like people, pop, pop, pop.
Yeah, she's not scared of them.
Yeah,
she got it from her dad.
Oh yeah, he's
even
another
more
guy.
Yeah,
the number one Catholic country in Asia, and he called the Pope he insulted the Pope, and I'm like, that guy has balls for days.
He just doesn't know how to express himself verbally in a professional manner.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, you would never expect that from a president. Or like, here he, today, the toast and the wine, and I have a toast, and then he's like,
I'm not asking for a president to be perfect. I'm just
at least if the world is on your... Yeah, that's true. Yeah, be yourself, but at the same time...
Yeah.
Calm down, dude.
You're the president.
Yes, all eyes are on you.
Not just adults. You have young people looking at you, so I would have loved for him to conduct himself even better.
Yeah. Not that he didn't do the best. Like, he did bring Philippines to a better place.
He did some good things. I'm not going to rob him off of that. But it was just...
His methods of doing so was, yeah. Cray.
Yeah, so it's sad. But one good thing about it is that the number of voters, I guess, is at all-time high so far. I think it's at 80, 81, 80 plus. I don't know how much exactly.
I can check.
But 80+% of the eligible voters of the Philippines, of the, 110 million people. So around 60 million were eligible voters. Around 80+% of those have actually voted. So I think so far people are starting to understand the power. What are you smiling at? Are my numbers correct?
How many people voted in the Philippines election? And the first headline is in the top stories. I'm disgusted. Readers in the Philippines on the 2022 election result. Marcos Jr. asks world not to judge him by his family's past as he claims victory in Philippines elections.
How many hours ago?
5 days. This is 5 days ago.
5 days ago. Yeah.
It's crazy though. Like, seriously, it's not a normal history that his family had, so it's really hard to take that out of the equation.
For those who would like to know more about it, there's a documentary that was...
You said you watched it?
The Kingmaker. It's called The Kingmaker. You'll find it on Vimeo. The director put it on Vimeo for everyone to watch if you please to. It's free for you to watch, and if you watch it, you can make up your own opinion about the Marcos.
It's here. I was looking for it on YouTube yesterday.
It'll give you a little bit of an idea of who they are. And it's not fiction, it's them. It's literally them. But yeah, they were one of the most influential names in history. Can be bad, good and bad, I guess. What is it called when something's bad? Infamous.
Yes, infamous.
Infamous. So I'm not gonna say anything more to it.
But I would love to do a full episode, maybe in the future, about a history of the Philippines or the last 100 years of the Philippines.
Yeah,
because I'm learning a lot right now, and I would love to share it to the people once I have like at least all my timelines and everything correct.
Right.
Because it's Philippines in the last like 30 or 40 years has been run by the most stupidest people in the whole world, with a few exceptions and a few people better than the other, but seriously, like back to back, it's really crazy. So I'm still trying to get a hang of the timelines and everything, but once I do, I would love to maybe just dedicate an episode about that, because for me, Philippines is a country the closest to my heart. Like, I even consider myself more Filipino than Indian. So it's
and you know more about the country more than
India, yes. So yeah, so let's
I think the good note to it, and I'll end with that, is that people are now more engaged. People are now more than ever
that's
understanding
actually very true, yes,
of their power, of their voice, of what they can do to support the Philippines, what can they do to actually influence other people, regardless if you're an OFW, if you live in the Philippines, you're out of the country, whatever your status is. And I think at this point, we can try to look at the positive things that we can fixate on. Yes, our hearts are broken for those who are non-supporters of BBM and Sara Duterte, but I think there are good senators that have good hearts. Surprisingly, Robin Padilla, the action star, is number one most voted senator. At first, I was like,
Okay,
why?
I don't know this whole Robin Padilla thing.
He is you know Robin Padilla,
I know
right?
him. I know him
so
as
he's an action star.
actor. Yeah,
He's an actor, very famous. Heartthrob.
Really?
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
Robin Padilla. Isn't he super
what? He's good looking. He's like the Johnny Depp of the Philippines.
No.
He is.
Really?
Yes. Quite surprised, but then I started like watching his videos, and Tita Tin from Hello Mamster show started posting a little bit more about him. Shout out to Tita Tin. Thank you for making us.
He's a gorgeous man.
I told you he is the Johnny Depp of the Philippines.
Yeah, I can see it.
And yeah, I just
She'll put a picture of him. This is crazy. Yeah, he is the J Depp of finesse.
And just watching him speak about the Philippines and how much he cares about the people of the Philippines, you know that this guy would at least do his utmost best in bringing forward whatever he can to help the country. So that's good. There are a couple of good people in there. Cheese Escudero, I really like him as well. So let's not lose hope. It is difficult, but we'll try. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt, I guess.
Yeah, we can give an update in the next 3 years.
It's so difficult to say that.
No, but what you said is very, very true, because like for me, even I'm the last guy who would know much about politics.
Yeah.
And recently, just because of this whole situation and whatever is going on, and people actually voicing out, and started thinking, like my vote actually really counts. That's when I also started.
Voice counts.
Yes, my voice also counts, and that's when I actually deep dive into this whole situation, so I can see what like this might have been like a way for people to actually start opening and thinking about like, oh yes, the future of my country is in my hands as well. So I'm going to try to exercise my right to vote, and just basically that. I think it really did open up a lot of dialogues for people, and I'm really glad that this is something that has actually come out of it.
Yeah. Quite sad though that it wasn't translated well into the Lebanon elections.
That I don't know anything about.
Unfortunately, the voter show up is at the all-time low. So it's the other end of the spectrum. In 2008, 2018, I think it was around 50 plus 60%. And this time around, it's at 41%. So I guess it's a combination.
But it's opened up already in Lebanon?
They're starting to count. They're already
the
in the
voting
preliminary.
period is already finished?
It's done. It's over.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So my dad voted. And they're already seeing the preliminary results. So far, I think it's the Hezbollah are losing. The party backed by Hezbollah are losing, and I think the Christian party are the ones who are sort of getting the upper hand in terms of the votes. Again, it's not yet finished in terms of counting the votes, but so far that's what they're seeing. But I think the whole mood of Lebanon is just down. I think people are losing hope with everything that has been happening, starting off from the blast. I mean, even before the blast, like everything wasn't really doing well.
It goes way before that. Right?
But I think the blast is what really shook up Lebanon and made people like realize that it's really gone into shambles.
It's very sad. It's such a beautiful country, but I don't know, man. It's seen everywhere in the world with these corrupt politicians, like have this greed for money. They will literally do anything that they can, even at the expense of people's lives, at the expense of like land and everything like that, just to make another dollar. And it's really sad. That's something I will never understand unless maybe I'm in that position as well. But putting so many things at stake, making so many wrong decisions. I don't know. It's beyond me. It's really, really is beyond me.
I guess some people just don't have that guilt, right?
Yeah.
Because they've been taken over by the hunger of power.
Yeah. 7 billion people and everyone is different. It's really crazy. Like how personalities and what they're hungry for. It's really, really, it's very unique. I would say like everyone is really different, but at the same time you have the extremes of everything.
If there's one thing that I believe in, it's that goodness prevails. So they'll have their time.
I'm glad you still think like that. I'm very happy you do.
I think that's the only thing that we can, right? We still have to have faith at the end of the day, regardless of what happens, regardless of anything, regardless of who sits on these thrones. At the end of the day, it's still God who actually sits on the throne for us.
Yeah.
So it is difficult. It's not the best of days for both, my Lebanese people and my Filipino people, but there's hope. That's what I can say.
I'm so glad that you said that.
And there's a lot of NGOs that we can help regardless of who sits on the throne in terms of government. Even Lenny herself, the second placer in the Philippine presidential
the runner-up.
She's gonna start up her own NGO to help the people of the Philippines. Nice. Which is quite nice because usually the presidential candidates who don't win, usually they take their rest and they're like, that's a good battle that I fought, and then that's it. But here she is.
Like the work doesn't stop.
Yeah. So that's great on her. But also, there's nothing wrong in resting if you've been serving for so long. Like Senator
traveling for so long.
Bing Lacson expressed on, I think, social media or the news saying, I've been serving the Philippines for too long. I fought a good, fight. He's been trying to win the elections for, I think this is his third time now.
Yeah, you told me
so
this.
So he's like, I'm done for now. Yeah. So let's see what's going to happen, what's going to unravel in the next, couple of weeks. But I'm praying for our countries, Philippines, Lebanon, India, the UAE. So many new things happening.
So many things. Like I was telling Janine this other day, it's like, it's so crazy what's actually what's actually happening in the world right now, and it's really beyond me. Like we're in times that I've never been in before. Okay, verge of World War III, inflation going up, countries electing new leaders who we're not sure what their intentions are. And so it's like, it's really super beyond me. Like what's going on? Like what's happening?
Are we living in a dream?
Yeah, like I've been super anxious these last few days because I'm realizing a lot of things.
But then it's just how it is, right? Life is not in our control.
Yeah,
ever.
That's so true.
And if we always strive to seek control over that,
oh yeah, that's true. Yes.
Then we'll get ourselves.
Don't be upset
anxious.
of the things you cannot control.
Yeah. So God help us understand the things that we cannot control, and it's not the most positive of podcast episodes that we've had.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like this is a new studio. We're supposed to be talking about happy things, and it really went that direction. But I'm glad we spoke about it. Yeah. I'm really glad we spoke about it.
That's just how life is, and you just have to take one step at a time.
Yeah. I hope this podcast actually gets a lot of views and listens because I think this is a very raw podcast that we've done. It's something we try to stay away from, I would say. Certain topics or political views, a lot of those kind of things. But I'm glad we did.
Just have to voice
yes, and I'm glad we did. Like yesterday, honestly, at one point, I'm like, our podcast room is almost set up. Let's move everyone here and just have a discussion. I mean, we have 4 mics now.
Yeah.
We can literally make it work.
For those who are listening up until this point and have a different opinion against what I just said, what Josh just said, please feel free to use the comment section. Let us know what you think.
No.
No, it's a
just
free
if it's
world.
nice things. I don't want to delete comments.
No, I think that, there are a couple of episodes before that people oppose what we're saying or what we believe in, and it's a free world as long as you're not putting in racist or slurs or any other comments that have bad words in it. If you want to get your opinions across,
you can do it in
if you're a BBM supporter, the floor is yours.
Yes, actually we should have got a BBM supporter and
but I don't know of, well, I know of, but I don't want
if they're willing to come here. There was a documentary I was watching, and this is one guy's like, I'm a BBM supporter, and I can what is that word? I can
change your mind.
No, I can debate anyone who's against. And I'm like, let's see. I mean, from my knowledge, I'm like literally at the top of the iceberg, top of the iceberg when it comes to the political situation in Philippines. But I would still love to hear both the sides to every story, basically.
Yeah.
Like from what I know to what makes them still think like he is the right candidate. Like I would still love to learn. Like
I'm not the best at debates at all. So
no, not in debate, but I want him to tell me like I know about his family history. I know about his mom's greed for the finer things in life at the expense of the Philippines people. I know about the killings or all the naysayers, all the people that they've jailed just because they were in media or they said something wrong about that family. What makes you think that they are still good people? Like I want to learn what's in their mind. I might think they're stupid at the end of the day, or I might think, oh, actually I never thought of it like that. So I really like having these people who have super opposing views. Like if the whole world says, what is Russia doing? And I want to hear one person who says Russia's actually in the right path. I'm not saying anything like this, but I just want to hear the opinions of those people. Because it's always good to see, oh, okay, like I said, you're either super crazy and super stupid and don't know what you're talking about, or, oh, why aren't a lot of people not thinking like you?
No, this podcast is a platform for people to speak their mind. So regardless if it's something that I believe in or I don't, they're free to say whatever they want to say.
Yeah, it's not like in this room where like Janine and I were like on Reddit and putting our political views on everyone. Like we're just two normal people with regular day jobs and just have a passion for podcasting and talking about what's going on and in our lives and in the world and with our friends and everything. So yeah, just don't think we are like those super crazy people. Not crazy, but like those super passionate people who go on the streets and rally and all those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so subscribe to the YouTube channel. But yeah, thanks.
I think this whole like darker setup has gotten into our moods for today. But no, I'm glad we had that chat.
I'm glad we did, and like stay tuned, guys, because the next episode is
now people know what I believe in. But
no. I'm glad we said it.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad because even a part of me really wants to elevate this podcast even further. Maybe talk about some stuff which people really don't want to hear, or topics that people are really not very familiar with. And I'm glad this was like a great stepping stone into like topics that we are not shy away from and what we want to talk about. And yeah, so the next week we already have an episode in mind where we're going to talk about the plight of Genghis Khan. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what we're going to do in the next episode. We might have a guest, actually. We might have a very special guest on the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okie dokies.
That's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Please let us also know what you think of my interior decorating skills, and if you need any help.
Let's go back to a happy note.
Yeah. And yeah, please do subscribe, do all the usual stuff anyway. Tell your friends about this. Share this podcast. Let us know if you want to talk privately, or if you ever want to be a guest as well and you want to speak about your opinions, and if we feel that you are worthy of taking this seat here, then we will be contacting you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, thank you guys, and really appreciate everything, and thank you for the love, and thank you for everything, Janine.
Oh, well. Okay. Dude, started getting sappy there.
Yeah. No, it's I feel super overwhelmed. Like I'm like a part of me still can't believe that I'm in this room right now with this setup. I know it looks very basic for you guys, but for me, it was everything. So guys, on that note, I don't want to go on a high note now, but you know what? Screw it.
Have a nice day. We love you guys.
We like you as a friend. Bye.
Bye.